You go absolutely crazy. Your mind is the biggest battle that you have to overcome. If you were dating anyone and then you've gone in there and weeks and months pass, you know the worst, you fear the worst, you expect the worst.
And what did you do in prison? I mean, you know, did you how did you try and get through the days? You know, did you plan your new life after your release?
I think I really found prison hard mentally because I consider myself an extremely smart person. I am well educated, well spoken. I understand a lot of general knowledge. I understand what's going on in the world in a lot of different areas, politically, economically, everything. So to have this active a brain be confined to an environment where you are told when your door gets unlocked, you're told when you have breakfast, when you have lunch, when you have dinner, who you can sit with, who you can room with, when you can exercise, and you have to do it all without a mobile phone, and it's all confined and it's mapped out and you have no control over it. Your name pretty much disappears and it gets replaced with a number. That, for me, for my brain, was very, very hard to take. There are people in there that thrive. There are people in there that make more friends, make more contacts, and it becomes like a little mini holiday for them, especially if they come from very, very poor communities. Getting 3 square meals a day and a bed with new bed sheets on it every single day is actually a luxury for a lot of people in this world. And I could see that firsthand, just how poor and deprived some people were in there. It was pretty much like being locked in the worst council estate you've ever imagined in your life, but you couldn't get off it. It was terrible.
I mean, that disconnect from the outside world, I think, is what would do me. I mean, we can't even begin to compare, but I know what I'm like on an 8-hour flight with no Wi-Fi. You know, feeling that things are going on without me. I'm not getting my WhatsApps. I mean, never mind. Going a week in today's world, a month. What's your missus up to? What the kids up to? I mean, you go fucking nuts.
You go absolutely crazy. Your mind is the biggest battle that you have to overcome. If you were dating anyone and then you've gone in there and weeks and months pass, you know the worst, you fear the worst, you expect the worst.
Did you have a missus or anything when you went in?
I had a girlfriend at the time that was kind of on and off at the time. And I'd already accepted in my head. I was like, that's done. Even my parents were like, oh, do you want her to come visit? I was like, no, I don't want her to visit. I don't want anything. Like, I went into a real hole though, like mentally there, where I was so annoyed with myself that it had come to this. So I started reading a lot of books.
Have they got good access to books in prison?
Yeah, I was getting books sent in though. They've got some okay ones, but nothing that's going to help you really, reinvigorate your entire life.
It wasn't a book with a spoon in it, was it, like in Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah, I did think about it. And it's, I think the problem was escaping wouldn't quite give me the foundation I'd be looking for outside. But it was about getting control of my brain. My brain was running riot, and I become very antisocial there, so I didn't mix with a lot of people. I maybe spoke to 2 people. In there, I kept myself to myself. I wasn't trying to make friends. It's a bit like being in a high school for adults. It's like you've got the people who are into their sports and their gym and gym orderlies and all this. You get the kind of bookworm, librarian type people that hang around the library, and then you get the real, scumbags that are in there. And they will literally, rob anything that's not nailed down. And it reminds me a lot of how school was, the interactions. And funny enough, you'll never realise just how adolescent adults' brains are until you get into a place like that. Most grown men are like children, and they operate like children. They can't even dress themselves. They can't make themselves a cup of tea. They don't know how to operate in normal life. And it's quite amazing when you actually see it in real action, just how damaged society is, and that is one hell of a window that you see in there. So it was a real eye-opener.